Hey team, welcome to my garage gym. The Varner family is on lockdown right now, so we get to bring you guys in the home. We're gonna try and start doing this a lot more. We probably got about 3 months of this, so we might as well hang out, put your questions up. I got my computer in the background here so you can see everything that's going on, or so I can at least see questions and comments and you guys shredding my form and all that. Probably just gonna snatch today. Below the knee, do a fun thing, kind of at some like percentage weights, max reps, while keeping good form from below the knee. Just like some strength, endurance, speed work. And then I'm gonna do some pressing, some upper body stuff. I already did legs twice this week, and it's only Wednesday, so that means Monday, Tuesday, legs are pretty beat up. No need to go super heavy. And then some push-pull, some rows. Probably no conditioning outside of just a big superset at the end. But hang out, ask questions, and we're gonna move some weights around. I don't know where you're at in the world, so put it up in the comments here just so I can see it. Like I said, we got a computer in the back. Tell me where you're from, what you want to see, and we're gonna make sure we get to it. But hope you have a home gym of your own, because this thing's gonna save my life. Hopefully this will be pretty entertaining, and we can all stay in touch. It'll be pretty rad. How much stretching do I do before I jump on the bar? Very little actual stretching. I'm not a big stretcher. I don't really believe in a lot of stretching. I really just believe in doing a lot of movements. And then throughout my day, just being in better positions than stuck at a desk, or I try and move a little bit. I actually just got done walking with my daughter before her nap for about a couple, 2.5 miles. But yeah, if you were, I like to hang from a bar. It just kind of stretches everything out, get some good breathing in. And then the movement is the thing. So I take a lot of empty bar reps. This thing was loading up before it went live. So tons of empty bar reps before I ever put some weight on the bar. That's kind of the thing. Tons of times sitting down an overhead squat, pressing from squats, just doing as many awkward lifts that I would never do with weight, but just making sure that I have the range of motion there. Oh, nice. From the UK, North Carolina, Jersey. Those are my people. North Carolina. Another really awesome thing to think about, though, for the warm-up sets, I move pretty quick into my working set. My goal kind of right now is in my brain to hit 185, 195 for probably a set of 5. I'd feel pretty good about that. That'd be about max reps, somewhere at 85-ish% of lifetime max. It's a pretty good number for me. My max is 245 lifetime. On any day, it's 225, so that's what I train off of. So 185, 195 would be a really good set of 5 for me from below the knee. I get to that number pretty quickly, but I only get to that number pretty quickly because my body's is very aware of how heavy those weights are getting to that number. So I don't really recommend you just jump into heavy weights, taking 50-pound jumps on set 2, unless you're really comfortable with the weights that you're about to get into. So just kind of be aware that I don't think going 115 to 165 is the best move unless you're really comfortable with the weights. The question here, outside of squat or overhead press, bench, deadlift, and barbell, what are the other weightlifting workouts would be good for this period while on maintenance? Honestly, just move. And to say like what is good is just, I don't know what your specific goals are. I assume it's to get stronger. I would go by a set of 35 and a set of 50-pound dumbbells. And then I would really start to learn about German volume training. Pick 1 or 2 movements, preferably 2, and you're gonna go 10 by 10 as fast as you can through those 1-minute breaks in between sets, 10 sets of 10, and you're gonna smash yourself. And you can do that with an upper pull, an upper push, a squat day, single leg day. If you go single leg Bulgarian split squats for 10 by 10 on each side with 1 minute rest, you're gonna get jacked. It's not gonna be 1 rep max jacked, but you're gonna put on some serious size if you're eating. We have 3 months of this. That's a full training cycle that you should be prepared for. This isn't like find your little workout from home cute PDF. We have a full training cycle that we're going to be stuck in our houses for. So you need to get a set of 35s and a set of 50s and be prepared. I'm lucky enough to have this thing, but if I didn't, I'd have a set of 50-pound dumbbells and I'd be hitting 100 reps of each exercise as fast as I could. It's going to get you a massive conditioning effect. There'll be a massive hormonal effect, and you're going to get strong. 10 by 10 is like the most old school way to possibly get strong. So lots of rows, lots of single leg work, unilateral work, lots of pressing, tons of pulling. You can do pulling forever. Your back and your legs are going to be the biggest 2 things that you'll be able to train at super high volume. And but be prepared for a full training cycle while you're doing this stuff. We're in this thing for a while. Gavin, I'm sorry. Gavin, it looks like you're a female, so I'm actually going to back those weights down specifically for you. I just saw your question and I didn't see the picture. For females that are tuning in, 35 and 50 for males, that should really be about 15s, and 35s or 40s. So go with those for females. And then for males, 35-pound dumbbells and 50-pound dumbbells. Um, those weights are going to allow you to do anything and everything and be really heavy all at the same time. Hey team, if you're just tuning in, we got about 20 of you guys on here right now. Tell me where you're from. I'm answering questions in between sets. Kind of doing some max rep stuff here, about 85% from below the knee, and we're gonna move into some pressing. So any questions you have about what I'm doing today, what you can do at home, just we're gonna be quarantined here for a long time. We're isolated for a very long time. So the more we can talk, the more we can do this, the more questions you ask, the better it's gonna be. There's that last one. Got a little squirrely. So we're gonna stay right here, and this is pretty much the weight for the day. So I'm gonna go 2 sets. Ideally, I'm gonna hit a set of 5, 2 more sets of 5. If I hit 2, I'll probably go for the 3rd one, and that's gonna be the big working sets of this one. So for below the knee, goal is 5 for 3 sets. If we get there, we get there. If not, still getting stronger. Craig Bailey, Detroit. Every time I hear somebody from Detroit, I feel like Eminem's just gonna come out and just say, like, jump out of a corner. I do that when we travel all the time through Atlanta, and when we're shooting shows, every time I get off a plane in Atlanta, I just assume Ludacris and Jermaine Dupri are gonna show up. I can't help it. The kid likes rap music. All right, set of 5. That's one. Kind of a little bit of background on where these come from. When I was competing in CrossFit, I used to have these benchmarks in my brain to kind of know when I was in really good shape. And 185, when I was competing, was like a weight that everybody really needed to be able to like smoke. Should be no doubters. The max snatches in CrossFit at the time were like 225 was good, 275 was unheard of. Now everybody snatches that, so these numbers are way off. But you used to be able to like test how in shape you were by this workout that I created, where you just went EMOM, 10 minutes, 3 snatches at 185. And we used to be able to get there, do the first 6 or 7 minutes, touch and go, and then it would start to turn into a bit of a battle. So 185 has always been this number in my brain that I should just always be able to smoke. I should never be too tired. So anytime I'm training, 185 is just like the perfect, it's like the perfect training weight for me. I feel like I should always have perfect form. I should always make the weight. There should never be a time where I'm not tired, or I'm too tired, or not strong enough to hit it. So I make these up because I don't want to snatch heavy today. I don't really want to do high intensity cardio. But I want to move well, I want to be strong, and I want to still get better form, technique, and speed and strength. So I put these pieces together where it's like a max, it's an all-out effort at very manageable weight that you shouldn't miss. So combines everything into one, and for me it's super fun. I really enjoy snatching 185 from this position. Super confident here, and it's just a great spot for me to get strong without having to go super heavy, and at the same time like totally beat myself down. So that's kind of the thought process behind a lot of this. For everybody that's joining, tell us where you're from, get it up in the comments, ask questions, ask away. Set 2 here. There you go. Goals 5 again. Craig, I hope you own a gym, or I hope you have a garage gym set up with a platform, or just some bumper plates. But if this makes you feel like you need to go snatch, I wish I was in Detroit hanging out, dude. We're on lockdown here, so people are at a premium, and the best I got right now is talking to you. This is gonna be the last set here. I have 185. We hit 2 sets of 5 from below the knee. And the idea that we're trying to see how many we can hit here, I'm just gonna hold on to the bar and go until I miss. 6 or 7 would be huge. 5 I would be super happy with. It's the last set, so anything less than that, I feel like I just mentally didn't get it done, and no one likes to lose mental battles. So goals 5, 7 would be outdoing myself. 6 would be phenomenal. 5 is the minimum. Too tired. Let myself down. Mental battle. That sucks. But what can you do? Quarantine strength training doesn't always happen the way it's supposed to. So from here, if you guys were paying attention at the beginning, I started Monday, Tuesday off. Monday, heavy front squats. Yesterday, big conditioning piece with light front squats and swings. So I'm going to be going over a bunch of upper body stuff. I'm going to be going pull, pull, and an overhead press. I don't do a lot of horizontal pressing that much anymore. And I find it's kind of something I don't 100% need. It's not very useful for my general health and strength. I can typically bench press about 90% of my lifetime 1RM at any point. So instead of trying to train a weird movement bench press, I still do it. I just do it in different planes. But today it's going to be a big upper body pull focus. So I'm going to start out with some 15s, 12s or 15s on the row, building up pin lay rows, actually regular barbell rows, and then moving into some pull-ups, just varying up the pulling stance, and then we'll probably get into some burnout push press, push-ups for a little superset burner at the end, but nothing too conditioning, too heavy. So it's kind of where we're at. Speed, power, good positioning on the snatches, moving into a heavy pull for 12 to 15, good hypertrophy range, some pull-ups, possibly weighted depending upon how I feel and the reps I want to hit. I like to go higher reps on pull-ups, but and then a little bit of a EMOM alternating type thing, push press and push press, and push-ups. So this is it's pretty standard, and here we go. Elaine, get out there, go kick some ass. Graham, Washington. I don't know exactly where that's at, but go outside, grab a kettlebell, find a hill, go sprint that thing. I wish I had hills here in North Carolina. It's really flat. That's one of my favorite things of all time. Picking the steepest hill, scariest hill I could find, just straight up getting after it. So, good luck. Glad. Thank you for tuning in. A lot of times on social media or in our email list, I get a lot of responses about kind of the ratios of pull and push that you should be doing. And I kind of mentioned at the beginning of this, I do a lot more pulling in my training now than I do pushing. Probably like a 3-to-1, maybe even 4-to-1 ratio. Your lats are much larger muscles than in your chest or your shoulders, but I really think that if your goal is pure strength, you have goals or wants for like pure aesthetics, competition, or just being as strong as you possibly can, I think that ratio really needs to get down to like a 1-to-1. The reason I don't do it is just there's a lack of necessity. Um, I like to think about moving the big rocks as much as possible, and then kind of filling in with the pieces that mean less to me. And for right now, a lot of that is the bench press, shoulder press, and then the variety of different angles that you can press from. They just don't have like a massive strength focus for me. When I was competing and trying to get to weightlifting nationals and making a big push at being as strong as I possibly could, I spent a lot of time doing pressing from all the angles. So it really comes down to your goals. If your goals are strength and health, you don't need to do as much pressing. If your goals are being as strong as you possibly can, that ratio needs to get down to 1-to-1, and you should be pressing a lot, just as much as you're pulling, and that's going to really come down to as much training volume as you can possibly put in your program as well. So, just things to think about that, like I may do things a specific way, but it's all based off of the goals that I have and training history, training age of my body. So that was snatch, below the knee, lots of reps. Had about 14 total at 185. And then 45 reps ish in the bent over row. Now we're going to go to a vertical pull. Probably going to try to accumulate 20 to 30 total pull-ups. Might be 5 sets of 6, 6 sets of 5, 3 sets of 8. Kind of see where it's at. I'm going to keep the breaks pretty quick. So if I see a question, which I'd love for you to ask, go ahead and put it in the comments and I'll get to it. But I'm going to try and be pretty quick getting through these just because I like to get as close to failure as possible with a couple reps left in the tank each time. So that's where we're at. Pull-ups. Fuck. They already start to get really hard. 2 down, 2 by 6 down. Last one's sloppy. Oh, that was so not pretty on the end there. I recommend tightening that up a little bit. Take a break. Don't do the last one like that. Alright, so for this last piece, I'm going to go push press 115 for some sixes, and then push-ups for 6, maybe 4 rounds, maybe 5. Just going to burn it out. I'm not going to be going at like Metcon pace. I'm just going to be going at moving pace. I don't necessarily want to feel like I'm going to die. I've already snatched a good amount of weight. Some pull-ups, some rows. It's been a good training session. So just a little bit of a burner, higher heart rate. Haven't pressed this week, so do a couple presses at very, very lightweight and shut this thing down. Here we go. want to be on video? You want to be on our live feed? All right. That's my neighbor. He goes running every day. Yeah. What's that? That's right. All right. That's it, team. Everybody that's stuck through this thing, killer. I'm going to be back doing this more often. I'm trapped in the house. There's no gyms. If you got weights, plan on right about this time. 4 to 6 days a week. I don't really know when I'm going to be able to fully make it. We got a sleeping baby. Mom's office got moved into the house. This is luckily my office. So if we get half an hour, we get half an hour. If we get an hour, we're going to hit it harder. Some conditioning pieces. Some days I may just take you guys on a run with me. But thanks for tuning in. We got a lot of this coming up. We got about 3 months. We got a full training cycle ahead of us. So let's get after it.